Hai and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nazira Ashkim binti Nayan.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Daniel bin Abdul Aziz.
My name is Fatin Zahra bint Ahmad Rakimi.
My name is Nurul Shazlina Amira binti Salahuddin. And now we are going to talk about chapter 7, which is epithelial tissue, simple squamous, simple cuboidal, and simple columnar. So the first one is, what is tissue? Tissue consists of a group of closely associated similar cells that carry out the specific functions. And now we have epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue forms a tightly packed cells, continuous layer or sheet covering a body surface or lining organ and body cavity.
The characteristics of epithelial tissues is group of cells that attach closely one to another with little cementing substance. Epithelial tissues is located at cover body's outer surface and lines its internal ducts and cavities. Epithelial tissues roles as interface and as boundaries. The functions of epithelial tissues is protection, absorption, sensory reception, ion transport, extraction, filtration, formation of slippery surface of movement. So, epithelial tissue cells consist of three shapes, which is squamous, cuboidal, and columnar.
So, there are two classifications for epithelial tissue. The first one is the number of the layers and the second one is the shape of the cells. So, for the number of the layers, there are two number of the layers. The first one is simple and the second one is stratified. So, for the simple, it has one layer of the cells resting on the basement membrane. And for the stratified, there are more than one layers of cells. So, the second one is shape of the cells. There are three shape of the cells. The first one is squamous, the second one is cuboidal, and the third one is columnar. So for squamous, it is flatter, wider than tall. So next for the cuboidal, it is cube shape and as tall as wide. It is like a cube. And lastly, the columnar shape. The columnar shape is like a column shape and is like taller than wide. So as we can see here is a diagram of how simple squamous, cuboidal and columnar cells look like.
So today I want to present about simple squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelial tissues is an epithelial tissues comprised of a single layer of flat epithelial cells with disc shape, central nucleus and sparse cytoplasm. It is the simplest of the epithelia. This single layer is thin and leaky. The function of simple squamous epithelium is allow passage of materials by diffusions and filtration in sites where protection is not important. Secretes lubricating substances in sorosay, for example, gases and small molecules. Since this tissue is very thin and it is very permeable, which means that you will find these tissues in places of the body where there is an exchange of molecules. Some places of the body where you can find simple squamous epithelial tissues is alveoli of lungs and capillaries of blood vessels. Okay, this is the another information of simple squamous epithelium.
Next, I will talk about simple cuboidal. For the description, simple cuboidal epithelium is a type of epithelium that consists of a single layer of cuboidal cube-like cells. These cuboidal cells have a large spherical and central nuclei. Okay, for the function, these cells offer some protection and function in absorption and secretion. Simple cuboidal epithelium plays specific roles in different organs and has a wide variety of functions. For example, in kidney. In kidney, waste products are secreted into the lumen of tubule and essential nutrients such as glucose and amino acids are selectively reabsorbed. And here are another examples of simple cuboidal epithelium in the thyroid follicles and simple cuboidal epithelium in the ovary. Besides that, for the location, simple cuboidal epithelium cells are also can found in kidney tubulus, glandular ducts, ovaries, and the thyroid gland. And here I also attach a summary of simple cuboidal epithelium, which is the description, function, location, and so on.
So, what is a simple columnar epithelium? A simple columnar epithelium is a one layer of columnar cells that are attached to the basement membrane and has a round to oval nucleus. Some of it has cilia, and each of the cells has goblet cells. So, the function for this simple columnar epithelium is secretion, protection, absorption, and transportation of molecules. But for the ciliated type of the cells, it propels mucus by ciliary action. The lung cells are specially adapted for secretion and digestion. The presence of microvilli increase the surface area. As for example, in the small intestine, there are cytoplasmic projection that contain membrane-bound enzyme that helps to complete the final stages of digestion. The location in the membrane allows the end products of digestion to be absorbed immediately into the body. The structure of the epithelium itself provides a barrier against the non-specific movement of luminous substances. The junctional complexes that limit the passage of molecules and ion holds the epithelium cells together. So the location of this simple columnar epithelium is in the stomach, fallopian tubes, rectum, small intestine, large intestine, respiratory bronchioles, and endometrium. They are found in parts of the respiratory, reproductive, digestive tracts where mechanical aberration is low, and but secretion and absorption are important. So lastly, this is a simplified note of simple columnar epithelium for the description, function, and the location.
Okay, I want to present about the disease caused by the malfunction of epithelial tissue such as simple squamous. So, what is pulmonary fibrosis? This is a lung disease that occurs when lung tissue becomes scarred and damaged. So, this is a structure between normal lung and lung with pulmonary fibrosis, as you can see in this diagram. Okay, next, for function, pulmonary fibrosis scarring affects the air sacs in your lungs. Alveoli are where the lung and the blood exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide during the process of breathing in and breathing out. Location: simple squamous epithelia are found in lung, such as in our alveoli. Okay. Pulmonary fibrosis causes alveolar epithelial cell damage, radiation treatments, occupational and environmental factor, and also genetic. Signs and symptoms of pulmonary fibrosis may include shortness of breathing, a dry cough, fast and shallow breathing, tiredness, unexplained weight loss, and other signs and symptoms. Effects: more difficult for your lung to work properly, more short of breathing, and lung tissue becomes scarred and thicker. Okay, this is example. A patient have pulmonary fibrosis. As you can see in this diagram, there are many scars in the lung, as you can see in this slide. Okay, treatment. Number 1, medicine. Number 2, oxygen therapy. And number 3, pulmonary rehabilitation. Okay, this is example for oxygen therapy. To prevention, number 1, healthy lifestyle. Number 2, avoid smoking and avoid secondhand smoke. This is because can help to slow the disease progression. And number 3, wear a face mask or other breathing device, especially when you work in an environment with harmful chemicals. Okay, this is example. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.